Struggling with recruiting? Stay tuned and I'll show you how to get the top recruits in college football 26. This video was brought to you by the EA Creator Network. This is a work in progress build. Could be some changes at launch, but thank you to EA for letting me get this content for you guys and enjoy the video. Yo, first of all, appreciate y'all tuning into the video. If y'all are new, make sure you hit that like button. Also sub, follow, you know the routine. It means a lot to me if you guys could do that. We're gonna make a lot of college football 26 content, gonna stream it, gonna have videos. And basically I just wrote down a list of things that we wanted to talk about. If you're new to recruiting, if you've done it in the past, you'll get the gist of this. And I'm just trying to help out the people that are pretty much new, but I'm trying to give out the little tips and secrets that I know that might help you get a better recruiting class. So first up, we decided to go and use Ryan Day. I know a lot of us are just going to use our creative coaches, but in this scenario, I wanted to show what we're looking for with the coach that's already established. So first thing you want to go do is we're going to go check his abilities, because if you are making a new coach, you're going to want to make a recruiter coach. If you can make a recruiter coach, you'll be good to go, because you'll start unlocking things that will help in recruiter. As you can see, you get tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. 3 is really important if you're trying to get transfers at a smaller program. And 4, increased chance to sway. Swaying is big time if you're at a smaller school. If you're at a larger school and you already got the prestige and things like that, you really don't have to have that sway all the way up, because you'll have a lot of what the recruit already likes at A minus. So that's green. So I say for that, it's better if you are a smaller school, you're still building up. But we go through it. You definitely want to get to elite recruiter. And if you can unlock elite recruiter, boost to ideal pitch grades. My school grades have a larger impact on QBs. This is what we're talking about. Recruiting actions have bigger impacts. And last but not least, recruiting hours. To get those extra hours, it was a lot easier last year. This year, you're not getting them right away. It's the last thing you get for recruiting is those extra hours. So if you want to dive straight into being a recruiter, make sure you get all the way to those extra hours. Puts you in an advantage over your peers and opponents out here. So we have strategists as my second favorite thing you need to have. With strategists, you'll see here, boost the complimentary visits. I'm a big fan of visits. I think visits and complimentary visits together and general are important. So also, if you're a fan of visits, I would say go in. If you can get the CEO, this one is my next favorite. More the merrier. That way you can recruit more than 4 people on a visit. You can get 8 people in on a visit. Now, that's important because in this game, you only have so many weeks that you can get a recruit in to visit. And usually they don't want to visit until probably around week 6, week 5. And then after that, you've already played probably 2 home games and you might only have 3 home games remaining or 4 home games at a bye. You don't want that to happen to you. So more the merrier is also important. If you can get there, that's probably one of the last things you can get to. But once you get there, I believe it's game over. So we're going to break this down. I'm going to set up the recruiting board. We're at Ohio State. Shouldn't be that tough. We're going to look over at my school. This is important. Like I said, everything they got pretty much is already in green. And that's important because recruits see that. You don't have to sway them on anything because they already like everything about your school. But if you're a smaller school, probably this whole thing is C, might be a B, and you probably have proximity to home A for the people that surround you. I'll have a video out on that. If it's not already out, make sure you go check that out on the West Virginia video. But yes, so you see here, championship contender, you have a blue chip rating and your poll ranking. So If you're known for constantly winning games, your championship contender is going to be up there. But if you start out slow, it drops. It's going to change. And the last thing you want to do is start the season 1-3 and your championship contender drops, and then those recruits say, you know what, I'm not coming there. So it's not bad if you want to start off early in your season with an inferior opponent to get that confidence up and get those wins. Also, here we have program tradition. If you're at a small school, this may be super low, maybe orange or yellow. And that's important too, because you got to win playoff games and you see championships, Heisman winners, conference championship, bowl games. Those all have impacts on this. And it's going to take time to get your program tradition up. Next up is campus lifestyle. Nothing really you could do. And then stadium atmosphere, home winning percentage, home attendance percentage. You know how to get the home attendance percentage up? Win games. Simple as that. And also, if you want to like knock down the stadium atmosphere for the your opponents, go and play some of the tougher teams. You see, there's a current home winning streak. Go into the toughest places to play. Go knock those out. Go beat those teams. Drop them down. That helps you out a little bit. It's not going to be too much, but it helps you out a little bit. Knocks down their home winning percentage and their home winning streak if you can go into a tough environment and win. Pro potential. This is huge. Now, if you're going to recruit a certain type of player, if you're going to be known for, I'm going to be a QB whisperer, or if I want to go in and be an O-line team where we're going to put some guys in the trenches and we're going to get them to the league, like we're a Wisconsin or something like that, or if you or a Minnesota, or you want to go and be a wide receiver school like LSU or Alabama or Ohio State, you know, you have those ways to go about it because it varies by each position. But as you can see, it shows you how to improve. Last 4 years is what it goes by. If you can get first round picks in the last 4 years, the pro potential will be high. And that's what you're going to aim for. Brand exposure. All right. Brand exposure is all about playing in big games. You play playoffs and championships, games of the week, national TV games, streaming games. See, streaming games and national TV games are not that high, but it's all about the games of the week. So if you can, put some tough opponents on there if you think you're ready for them. You can knock off those tough opponents, make it a top-ranked opponent versus a top-ranked opponent, then boom, that's going to get your brand exposure up because everybody in the nation is going to be watching your team play. We also have academic prestige. Nothing you can really do about that unless you're Vandy, Stanford. You go to one of those schools and they have that clear advantage. Conference prestige. So this is based off of everyone in your conference. There's nothing you can do about it. You just go out and win your games, but you got to hope that everybody else in your conference wins their games as well. So it's just like win their games. And it's really interesting to see because like the Big Ten and SEC, A plus always. And then you have the ACC, and then the Big 12 is next, and then you have the other conferences below that that might not get the conference prestige because some of these recruits want to play on the big stage. They want to play against future pros, and that's another thing you have to check out. Coach stability. All right. With coach stability is a measure of administration's general confidence in your coaching staff. Improve this grade by staying off the hot seat and having low staff turnover. Now, this one is tough because the staff always wants to leave you if you're winning. So your job security, if you're constantly winning, they're going to oh, we're not worried about him going anywhere. Unless you're at a small school and you leave and bolt, then the coach stability is going to be a little bit lower. But if you stay there, build the program, somehow get your assistants to stay. You can get the assistants to stay, then you're good. And that's how you get your coach stability up. Here with the coach prestige, so if you hire good coaches, there is also in the coach abilities, there's a thing there where you can get good coordinators as your hiring candidates. So if you want to go do that, you can go that route and have a high coach prestige. Coach prestige usually doesn't really matter until transfers. I think the transfers care more about the coach prestige than the other guys. Athletic facilities. This is one of the toughest ones. All you can do is just keep winning. Just improve your team prestige, and then over time, you get a better athletic facility. Playing time. Now, most recruits, this is probably their biggest one. It's playing time. You got guys that want to go out here and play right away. And if you can promise some of those 5 stars, hey, if you come out here, you got a chance. But if they see that you already have 3 other 5 stars that are going to be higher rated than them on the roster, they're going to probably say, yeah, I don't know if I want to come play for you. And that could be something that hurts you. And then you may have to sway on something else to try to get them to come in. But if that's a deal breaker, that's going to be tough because you won't be able to get them if it's a deal breaker. I'm looking at my list here. So we've already talked about coaching abilities. I want to go back to the coaching abilities, and I want to talk about assistant coaches. We didn't go over that. With assistant coaches, as you can see, Brian Burnside and Miles Gladden, that's the guys here. They also give you the same thing for some of these. So if you already have advanced look tier 1 for the quarterbacks and they have it as well, then it's going to be even less to scout those guys and magnetic personalities. If I got it and the assistant coach got it, it's like Ohio State. They're known for wide receivers. If you think about it, all those receivers came through. They've seen each other go to the pros. They love the wide receiver coach. They want to play for Ohio State. So if you have the assistant coach and the head coach with magnetic personality, you're probably going to have a good chance to get some good players. So this is why it's important to have good assistants. You can have assistants that go in and make your strengths even stronger, or you can tell your assistants, hey, don't worry about recruiting. I got it. Go worry about motivating. Or you could just double up and go all in. So as you can see with Ohio State, they're all about the recruiting. As we go back to the recruiting board, team needs, that's next up. In the past, we had to click and go to this page here and go back and do that. Now that shows you up top what you need. So we need 2 quarterbacks. It's telling me, hey, we're losing 2 quarterbacks. You can also click on the team needs with R3 or the right stick, and you'll see why you need that. It'll tell you right here. They just like having those guys on the roster just in case somebody might transfer. And it shows you the seniors and things like that. It also shows you the guys you signed. So we are going to need 2 quarterbacks to go after, at least 2 running backs to go after, 2 tackles, 2 guards, and so on and so on. Now the outside linebackers are labeled as Sam and Will, which is strong and weak side. So make sure when you're looking for OLBs, that's Sam and Will, and the Mike is the middle linebacker. So yeah, the team needs is huge. That's what you're going to need next. Here's the thing that I really like about this is pipelines. I want to talk about pipelines. I am a big fan of pipelines. The higher the pipeline, the better shot you got to get in the player, pretty much to me. Because if it's an even playing field and you got the pipeline that's higher, you're probably going to get that guy. As you can see, Ohio State has great pipelines. And you can get those pipelines up with your assistant coaches, your coach, and also if you go in and look at the abilities, you can even bump it up another tier. So whatever your pipeline is, we'll go back to the coaches menu once again. I can show you that from Ryan Day's screen. With Ryan Day, coach abilities, Ryan Day, CEO. I want to see if he has anything to do with the other one. He may not. Also, there's an instant commit in here. I want to talk about that. Chance at an instant commit, an offering scholarship. Okay, let's see. Pipeline. We're looking for the pipeline. I'll let you know where we find it. I think pipeline might be on the talent developer. Boost the pipeline bonus for quarterbacks. That's tier 4 for talent developer. I don't think there's a pipeline boost there. So yeah, it's a talent developer with the pipeline boost. But it's also where your coach is from. And I want to look at that screen. It might be under Coach XP goals. I'm looking for it. What we're trying to find is what it is, what schools he has the pipelines for. Because when you create a coach, his alma mater is Ohio State. And I believe his pipeline is going to be Ohio. And that's how it goes. Basically, you're going to want to get assistant coaches that can either strengthen your pipeline or go and get the weaknesses. So I always recommend getting a pipeline coach from Florida, specifically South Florida or Central Florida. Get somebody from there so you can get those speed guys from there, because that's where the speed really lies, is in Florida. So with the pipelines, we have all the way up to 5, which is the pink one right here, or purple. When you're in a smaller school, you're probably going to have no pipeline or 1 or 2, but you can get the pipeline up even higher. If I say, for instance, I am a coach in East Texas, I'm a 1 pipeline. I get another assistant coach that's from East Texas. We can make that a 2 pipeline. The other coach also, he comes over too. We can make that a 3 pipeline. And if we get that, then we just have to bunker down, recruit real heavy in East Texas and try to win. Win those East Texas players, bring them in. That's what you're going to aim for. So here, this running back, Robert Winston, he is a East-West playmaker from Ohio. So that's another reason why the pipeline is so high. He's already an Ohio kid. I like to go in sometimes when I'm a smaller school, go to my pipelines, and look at the pipeline players only. And there's a ton of pipeline players that are 4-star. So you can even hit triangle to do a search. I want to do level 5. And I'm actually going to go in once again and make sure the star rating is a 5. Let's see if there's any 5 stars with minimum pipeline. There is. Okay. There isn't. So we can go 4. These are guys that you probably want to recruit. You could scout, I would say. Also, if you have a giant team, it is not good to go out here and recruit 35 players. If you sign 35 scholarship players, you're going to have to encourage transfer someone, because you have way too many players. So you have to know, hey, maybe I can only sign 21 in this class. Maybe I can sign 30. You need to go look at that. You want to protect yourself from saying, oh, I just had to let another 4 or 5-star go because I have a freshman coming in. But as you can see, we got a lot of guys here. We're adding them to the list. And as you can see, we already got a deal breaker. I'm going to move my camera over so you can see. Deal breaker, reason why he doesn't even want to play for me is because playing time. He knows if he comes to my school, we cannot offer the playing time that he wants. So for this kid from Youngstown, Ohio, as a running back, he may look for another Big Ten school. He might be going to somewhere like Indiana or Illinois. He might think he has a better shot to get on the field early there while still maintaining playing for a big conference. Let's look and see. He's got Michigan State. Okay, so Michigan State is his Big Ten favorite. He knows he'll play at Bowling Green if he went to Bowling Green or Duke or Central Michigan. All right, next up, we're just going to go back and look at the 5 stars. We got Lawrence Ibrahim. He's the number 2 player. He's a corner. Got this wide receiver. Also, learning the archetypes of these guys is pivotal. The fact that we have so many 5 stars interested, I'm gonna go ahead and get all the 5 stars that are interested. That's a full board. And I did not address my needs. See, this is what I'm talking about. Make sure you address your needs, or you're gonna have to move a center or a tackle over to play guard, and you're gonna have to move one of those free safeties over to strong safety, which is not too bad. You can get instant commits if you have it unlocked. Not everybody has it unlocked. If you're first on their board, there is a possibility to get an instant commit. And if you have the coachability for it, it's even more possible, you know, a little bit more. So Robert Winston, he's from Ohio. You see what I was saying? You don't really have to sway these players, because if you're already at a big school, all of the recruiting is already pretty much green. So we're going to offer a scholarship for pretty much every one of these guys. We may snag an instant commit. There we go. We got one. Glenn Jarwin. This is a 4-star tight end. We didn't even scout him. That's wild. We didn't even scout him, and he's already committed. And once you get him committed, you can't scout him. But you can scout him now after handing them all a scholarship. Let's see how many instant commits we'll get here. And what we'll do is we'll just go week by week, and I'll break things down and tell you why I'm doing such things, so you'll know what you need to do and what you can learn from here. Also, we got 1250 on the hours. That's a ton of hours. You're not going to get that many hours when you're playing at a small school with a program tradition that's not that high and a prestige that you got to work on. So it's all about managing your hours. Here in this case, we don't have to manage our hours. We have the players. We have the history. And like I said, I believe I'm going to go look at quarterback first. I believe we have the QB whisperer as well. So look how many times it's going to take for the quarterbacks to be fully scouted. 1 click, 2 clicks. Also, we found a gem. So this 4-star gem here is not really a 4-star. For him to be a gem, he's more likely going to be a 5-star. And with him being a 4-star and being a gem, his development trait is probably going to be star or elite, which would be good for us. We can scout these other quarterbacks. We found a bust. So Quan Riggs is a bust. As you can see, Quan Riggs, 5-star. He has roller coaster, field general, and road dog. Here's the interesting thing. 92 throw power, 90 throw power. You don't have to go after this guy. Also, he's in Seattle, so his visit will be a little bit more expensive. We'll break that down a little bit more later on. But I don't need Quan Riggs. I can trust Jacob Wagner. You know that even though it might hurt me on the recruiting board, we go here. We can scout the running backs. Running back takes 3 clicks. I believe it's a total of 5 clicks if you don't have anything. So it's 50 hours for a recruit. If you're not even a recruiter at all, that adds up quickly when you're a small school. So 3 clicks here for this edge rusher. What we're looking for. So it's 2 clicks with the wide receivers because we have a great assistant coach. We found the 87 speed elusive route runner, 5'10", from Ohio. So we'll be able to get him if we wanted to. 3 clicks on an offensive lineman. So we're just hunting right now. If you want to, you could do this. You can constantly, if you have the hours, you can constantly just remove some of these guys and keep adding new guys to your board and keep trying to find gems like this, because gems in the long run are the players you want to go for. This is a physical route runner, 6'5", 89 speed receiver with Press Pro already. He has best friend, which I think is one of the more important mentals when it comes to playing on the road, having that guy that when he catches the football, the quarterback gets his composure. That is always huge to me. I am a mentals guy on this game. We found a bump and run, 96 speed out of Texas. He's got 95 change of direction. He has the natural, so if it's bad weather, which is a possibility of having snow in Ohio, he can maneuver with that platinum. All right, we found a thumper. He's an athlete. So here's the thing about athletes. Athletes can play multiple positions. He may be as a thumper, could be a linebacker at 6'2", 249. He could be an edge rusher. He could be a running back. He could be a fullback. Once you get to the position changes screen, you can go to your athletes like this, and you can find a spot for him. At 6'2", 249, he might be too heavy to play safety, but you never know. But he looks like he got a little bit of movement there. He could possibly pull it off, but I doubt it. It's good for him. But that's a good thing about athletes. Athletes open up so many more things for you. Here we have a elite, elusive bruiser, 6 foot, 218 pounds, 91 speed, running back. Buddy, that's not bad at all. And he's a gem. So a 5-star, he's like a 5-star plus is what you're going to call draft. We're finding the gems. And and the thing about gems, what you really want to do with the gems, if you are ever having an issue with hours, I recommend going after the gems first. Or if you're locking in on a specific recruit, say for instance, you're looking at maybe I found a guy through scouting that's 98 speed, that's a 3-star from Florida. You may want to give him a little bit of extra hours just to make sure you get him on your team. We're gonna speed through this other part. We found another gem right here. 5'9" route artist, 89 speed. So the route artists are a little bit slower. Ooh, we didn't put any speedsters on the board, which is interesting. Even though this route artist is a 90, a zone corner are usually slower than the other corners. I haven't looked through all of them, but I believe the field corners might be the fastest next to bump and run. They're right there together. Boundary is more for tackling, and they're going to be up. So we did find a couple gems. You can also hit L2 here or LT and search by you scouted all of them, need scholarships, visits, and things like that, team needs. And you can favorite certain recruits also. We advanced a week, and you can already see we got players thinking about transferring. And that's because of pro potential and playing style, which is interesting to me with the pro potential, but the playing style, you can make the adjustment by passing the ball more and getting more yards for that player's likeness. That would be one way to stop him from transferring. As you can see, we look at the board now. We are first, second here. Third here, we dropped. But we do have that tier 5 pipeline. We can go after them. First, you see the arrows that are down. Those are the ones you definitely need to focus on a little bit more. But the main thing is making sure you're reaching the cutoff line. So the cutoff line right now, it goes from 10 to 8. If you can stay inside of 8 right now, you're good. 5 is pretty much the most important number. Once it gets cut down to 5 teams, you need to be in the top 5. Because that's when you can sell those players on why you want them to come to your university, and you can schedule visits. And that's when you can schedule visits and get complimentary visits with each player. And we'll break down complimentary visits when it's time. So right now, I'm just going to go in, recruiting, give these guys hours. I have a total of 1,000 hours. So if I give the send the house to 50 players, 50 points, we'll be able to get 20 players maxed out. So you're going to have to be smart with your hours since we have 33 targets. Not everybody can get 50. So some of these guys are going to end up getting 25. That's how we're going to do it. I believe all 5 stars and gems deserve the max points first, and everyone else just falls in line. So that's how we're going to go about it. And then also it goes for me, 5 stars and gems. then the guys that are lower tier that may be losing, like we might be losing like Valdez here. We want to get him back up. That'll be the next guy we try to go after. We may give him a little extra more than the other guys that you would normally get because you want this guy to go back up. You want to stay on their good side and be right there at that cutoff line at 5 that we were talking about. So I'm going to put all these hours here. We're going to advance ahead. And next thing we're going to talk about is swaying, selling, and visits. So we already have guys that have cut their list down to 5. So Marvin Morgan is up first. Marvin Morgan is a Ohio kid who I'm only giving 10 points to, and he's already ready to come play for me. So as you can see, he's ready for a visit. Scheduling a visit right now would only cost 10 points, 10 of my hours, and 10 hours from him because he's from Ohio as well. As you go further away, Texas, it's 30 hours. That's a change from the last college football because it was 40 for everybody no matter what. But now if you recruit locally, it's only going to be 10 scheduled hours instead of 40 here because we're going to get a kid all the way in from Oregon. 15 for a kid from Alpharetta, Georgia. North Carolina is only 15. But as you can see with the little green text that says top 5, and you have the little dot to let you be notified that changes have been made to that recruit, we can take hours away from other players, and that's what we're going to do. As you can see, we're first for a lot of these guys already. If we're first for some of these guys, we're just going to lower it down, and hopefully we don't drop too far off their boards. But with us comfortably sitting in first, I think we're good to go there. What you'll want to do is watch what we do next. And we have 100 hours. We're going to go up now to Angel. We're going to go to Marvin first, Marvin Morgan. We can schedule a visit, or we can go ahead and do some other actions, which is swaying the recruit. As you can see now, if we have something that they don't have, we can try to sway and get them to change their mind about something that's already a red X. So for us right now, Marvin Morgan, we know he likes playing style because of the green check over there. And that's his deal breaker, so that doesn't help me out at all. So we only know that he likes playing style. So you eliminate the other one. So anything on this first column, it's not that. It could be team player. Now, team player is one that it could be. Here, it cannot be campus personality since campus lifestyle is in red with the X. So far, we only have team player that we know of. It could be the clutch. It could be gamer. It can't be standard bearer because standard bearer has coach prestige, which is an X. Now, we could sway him later on and try to get that to be green with a sway attempt. It could be clocked in. We don't know much about this recruit. I'm not fooling with that just yet. All I'm going to do is just give him more hours and let it naturally happen. So I'm not going to mess around with that recruit. Here, on the other hand, we have coach prestige as an A+, and it's green. So that's great news for us right there off the rip. So we know he likes coach prestige. We also see with his deal breaker down here, this is a little note right here. This is good for you. Now you know for a fact, you know 2 of them because his conference prestige over here with the deal breaker is also going to be 1 because that's his deal breaker. So we already know that's going to be another check. So we know he likes conference prestige and we know he likes coach prestige. So that helps us out. We can skip this way. We could probably skip the soft sell. We can go straight to hard sell. We get the hours, first of all. Cut that down first. So we only got 50 hours with the player. We may be able to gamble here with the hard sell. So we know it's conference prestige and we know it's coach prestige. So aspirational goals is 1. If there is not another one like that, ooh, yeah, brand exposure is an X. This helps me out a lot. So it's not going to be status seeker because it could have been status seeker because of conference and coach. But since the brand exposure has an X, we know it's not that. Now we could sway on it if we were a bad team, but we don't need to sway on it. As I keep going, it could be standard bearer, but we don't need to hard sell. So it could be standard bearer and it could be aspirational goals. Now, here's two things you can do. You can either sway or you can soft sell. Soft sell doesn't do too much damage to you if you're incorrect, but if you hard sell and you're incorrect, it hurts you a lot. So I'm gonna use my 50 hours that I have wisely here. I'm gonna go big brain here. I'm gonna sway aspirational. I can take the hit. I'm in second place right now. And we're gonna soft sell standard bearer. So after next week, we will know which one he likes. It could possibly be all of it because of the sway attempt that we have from aspirational goals. So we'll find out next week which one he likes. It could be all three or all four. You never know. So here we go with the visit. We could schedule a visit for Ohio, which is a low tier opponent. The better the opponent, the more you're going to get. So if you see over here with Penn State, if we do it with Penn State and win that game, you get a bonus. If you win against Penn State in a blowout, you get a bigger bonus. But right now, I am not going to schedule a visit until I look at the other guys on the board. So we have a willed linebacker. Ooh, okay, so we'll go ahead and do it right now. This is what I'm talking about with complimentary visits. I want to go ahead and get those visits over with for these guys. So we can schedule this visit against Minnesota. We already know Coach Prestige is an A+, so we're gonna go straight to Coach Prestige. Boom. Now, with Wills and Sam's, you cannot put them on the same visit. They get a negative rating for that. Wills and Mike's can work together. Sam and Mike can work together. So you have the front four. You have your edge rushers and your D tackles. Then you have your linebackers. Then you have your secondary, which is your corners and safeties. The way it works, this guy is a linebacker. He is a connector to the front seven and the back seven. So with him being a linebacker, he gets a boost if he's on a visit with an edge rusher. So you're going to see here, we're going to put this edge rusher. Do we know anything about this edge rusher? We're going to put him on a complimentary visit the same week as Angel Barkow. If we knew one of his things, which we do because we have his deal breaker. This is why you need to pay attention to those deal breakers. We know the deal breaker will be a green check mark because you see right here, conference prestige. But we know his conference prestige is what he wants. So boom. So we have a complimentary visit, and we're going to have another complimentary visit with this cornerback. Now, the edge rusher and the cornerback will not get anything from it, but the cornerback to the linebacker will get something, and the linebacker to the edge rusher will get something. So that means the linebacker is going to get 2 pluses, basically. And you can only have 4 guys on a visit at a time. So here, you see we're going to go do brand exposure. Now we go back up to Angel. And you look at the visit. Complimentary visits. We already got 2 other guys on the same visit with him. That's going to give us a bonus. And if you remember correctly, if you go and look at strategists and the coach abilities, this could help you land recruits even more. So we go over to our defensive coordinator. He has strategists. So boost complimentary visits for defensive linemen. Visit has a bigger impact on defensive lineman prospects. And he has that for all levels of the defense. So that's perfect. The complimentary visits with the other guys. So we have a player here that we already have 3 green marks that we know about. James Guillermo. We have two things we can do. We can hard sell it now. And if we hard sell it, we have a yellow, which could hurt us because it's a B plus. It could hurt us. So we either have that option to hard sell it and just live with it and hope he signs with us because we are Ohio State, or we can sway. And as you can see, if we got two of the green check marks they're looking for, the third one might be swayed with a higher chance. So we could go here, but I'm trying to find a way to get rid of the yellow. There might not be a way to get rid of the yellow right away. We may have to work around it. Oh, okay, here we go. Never mind. Gamer, we're going to try and go with the sway attempt. A sway attempt is, you might get it, you might not. But as you can see, we know it's pro potential and playing style. We're going to try to sway him on liking conference prestige. We're wanting to sway his chances of, hey, come on and be a conference prestige guy. And then if it's a conference prestige guy and I get a green check mark, guess what happens? I will be able to hard sell him on that and won't be penalized. So that's why we're going with the sway attempt right now. So we advanced the week, and as you can see, the sway attempt worked. We even threw in on a soft sell on clocked in because we already knew his three. But as you can see now, we have 4 green check marks. We could try to sway again, but there is no reason to sway again on this. It will be tough when you're a smaller school and you have a lot more yellows than greens. You're going to have some yellows and oranges, and you're going to have to sway your way around to try to get 3 greens if possible. But now we can just use Gamer. We got him first on our board. We're clearly out in front. TCU could try to gain us and SMU because of pipelines, but I think we're so far out in front, and we've already swayed them, and it's 3 green A+ check marks that I don't think he's going to go anywhere else unless he has a bad visit. So we're expecting him to be on the team. So to speed this video up, I'm going to just show you what happens after week 6 when we have all of those defensive players come in, which we have. We're looking right here. Kawhi Pelfrey is dropping. Whoa. We got to find out why we're dropping on. Okay. This is going to be tough, y'all. We don't have a pipeline tier at all, but we do have a visit schedule. So it's going to be tough. We know he likes proximity to home because that's a green check mark, and we know conference prestige is an A+. So we know 2 of the 3. We can take a peek at it and see. Conference prestige, proximity to home. As we scroll through, it could be conference legend. You know what? Process of elimination, chat. This is what I'm talking about. Using your deal breakers to tell you what a check mark might be. I believe there's no other proximity to homes and conference prestiges. And if that's the case, this guy is a conference legend. And I believe we'll have check marks for that. So we'll advance the week and see if that's what he likes. You see what happened? We dropped down to 4th. So we're going to take a look next week after we hard sell them. And if it's all greens, we should go up. So let's check that next. So I wasn't paying attention. This is why you need to pay attention. I did not sell him on anything, and he ended up dropping me out of his top 3. LSU snuck in there and passed me. So you have to pay attention to those things every week. I was just skipping around. But as you can see with Pelfrey, the guy that we were talking about, we went from 4th to 2nd. And we probably got all 3 check marks. Yes, we did. So we got all 3 check marks, so he likes that. All right, so we got an open spot now. That's funny. We got an open spot because we lost a corner. And there's no safeties available that are ready for a visit. We got a Mike ready. All right, so we can get this Mike linebacker in. So this Mike linebacker with the edge rusher and will get us a boost. Reed Johnson. Ooh, he has yellow. But he has conference prestige. So we know he likes conference prestige. All right. Let's see what else we got here with him. It could be Sunday player. It could be gamer. I'm just going to sway on Sunday player and hope it's Sunday player. Also, with offense, quarterbacks can get a boost, I believe, with, I don't know if they get the boost with the running back, but I know they get the boost with the wide receivers and the offensive linemen. Also, you don't want to have 2 tackles there. The game doesn't differentiate left tackle, right tackle. So you can't have 2 tackles there. You can't have 2 guards there. They don't gel. So you can have a center or a tackle on a visit and put in a running back or a quarterback. Then you got 4 positives. So remember that. And I believe the wide receivers only have a positive with a quarterback. And we have this D tackle. All right, so we got 4 guys. All right, 4 guys. Look at that. You see over here, complimentary visit. We got 3, and this will be 4. So these guys all showing up together on campus for week 6 would be huge for us. He likes playing time and he likes brand exposure. We need to go ahead and try to hard sell him on something if we already know what it is. It's not, see, it's not going to be Star Search because it's red. We could sway him on it if we ever needed to, but I don't believe we will. It is looking like it's going to be football influencer. Ooh, you know what? It could be a primetime player. Take that back. So we're going to go with a sway and a soft sell. That way we already know which one it's going to be for next week, which is the most important thing. So with Ballage, it was primetime player. It was not football influencer. So we already know it's primetime player, and we're going to hard sell it for primetime player now. And we're going to put the extra hours there. Now, here's the cool thing about the guy I have at the helm, and that is we have more the merrier. The trade that I was telling you about with Ryan Day. I'm not going to do it for this video, but I want to show you. We can actually schedule up to 8 people. So if I want to get this free safety in and get that linebacker, those linebackers a boost, those linebackers would get an insane boost if I brought all these guys in. I could bring a corner, free safety, and a strong safety in. Those linebackers would get an insane boost, as well as the guys in the secondary. And we've already got an edge rusher and a D tackle coming in. That's crazy. You could literally do free safety, strong safety, corner, Mike linebacker, one of the outside backers. You could do D tackle and an edge and get 7 defensive players on one visit where they would all get boosts with no negatives. More the merrier. Might be, wow, might be OP. But yeah, I'm not going to fool around with anything else. We just got to get to week 6. I keep saying that. So Marvin Morgan, a guy that was pretty much the first one that said he wanted to cut his list to top 5 and has already committed. So Marvin Morgan is our first commit. James Guillermo is committing as well. When we swayed him, we got him to come in. Pelfrey is getting ready to take a visit with us this upcoming week, and he verbally committed to Georgia. Well, the reason why he committed to Georgia is because of the pipeline tier. I was trying to get a player from their area. That is the reason why I didn't get him, because of the 5-tier pipeline, and we had nothing. I was fighting an uphill battle on that player. And to get Guillermo already, I told you the wide receiver whisperer, we were going to get those guys. But I'm looking at the people that we have coming up for a visit. I'm going to go scroll through those names real quick. Visit scheduled. Pelfrey's still in line for this visit. I'm going to let the visit play out because the other guys are going to get boost. We will see if Mike and Will, we're in second right now for Brian, behind Oregon. We don't have a pipeline tier there, so that hurts me. This is why I say pipeline tiers are pivotal. We don't have a pipeline tier for that guy. Reed Johnson, he's a Sunday player. But also, I just noticed he might not be a Sunday player. We swayed him on that because I see the picture to the right by championship contender. That means that's not his original. But what could it be then if it's not his original? Conference prestige, pro potential. It was going to be gamer. Oh boy, we got lucky because gamer would have been in red. We did not want red gamer. So we can hard sell him on Sunday player. Or we can try to sway him once again with something else. We can look at the sway. Now that we got that, we could try to sway him on conference legend. And I'm going to try this. I don't ever try this, so I'm going to see what happens when we do that. See if we can get a double sway. And this is going to be interesting because he's visiting us this week, and Notre Dame is... He might commit to Notre Dame, yo. All right. I didn't know I had this many guys with the pipeline tiers wasn't that great. This is what I mean by pay attention to your pipeline tiers. Shakir, we're in a fight with Michigan. We may be able to get him to commit before Michigan gets their visit. He's the guy that I'm looking at right now. We got it. I'm calling it now. Shakir's gonna commit to us. And then we're ending the video because I did my breakdown and I explained how this works. Make sure you pay attention to your pipeline tiers. Survey says, welcome to the team, Shakir. Boom. And that's how you get recruits, y'all. Simple as that. Pay attention to your pipeline tiers. Make sure you stay out in front of the guys that have great pipeline tiers. So we did get that one commitment. That's all that matters. That's what we were aiming for. That was the gist of recruiting. That's recruiting 101. Thank you guys for tuning into the video. We got plenty more videos to come. Thank you very much. Shout out to EA. But that was just a full breakdown of how recruiting works. You should definitely pay attention to those little things because all of those little things matter. If this video helped you out, please leave a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section if it did. I hope it did. I hope you are able to get better recruiting classes because it is going to be a doozy. Thank you very much. Peace.